Hey folks, welcome back to Hot Tub Beer Review. Tonight, we are going out to Colorado. We're going to visit Colorado Native. We're going to have their local. It's from AC Golden out of Golden, Colorado. Stay with us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where us three yahoos give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we're drinking and reviewing because we have a lot of fun with it. We definitely appreciate you checking out this video. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I'm Ben. What are we drinking today, gentlemen?
Colorado Native. We're going to have their local. AC Golden, Golden, Colorado. Let's crack. Andy can tell us all about it.
Sounds good.
He might be a little mad.
I put it all right up in the microphone.
Yeah.
This is like drinking water.
It's a little bit low on the ABV, yes.
This is an American lager, 4.1%, 20 IBUs.
Feel like I've gone back to my old school days of drinking a macro.
It's like back in temperance.
Look, merch.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Just for the record, Jake, the merch isn't commission based, so
it's so sad. It's so sad. At least people that buy their merchandise will wash it.
They may choose to keep it nice and crisp like this one here.
Do you iron that, Ben?
It stands up by itself now, so
it's all good. He just puts it in the dryer every time after he wears it.
Maybe you're not gonna know. What we got, Andy?
So, Colorado Native. It's a line of beers out of AC Golden Brewing Company. It's kind of like AC Golden Brewing, part of the Coors, Miller Coors. It is their craft brewery component of Coors. This one, as you see the can on the screen and all, local, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty witty. I think I'll give it to Colorado Native AC Golden Brewery. They really mean low cal, as in low calorie. This is a low calorie beer.
Wow.
It is 112 calories, 7.6 grams of carbs.
Wow.
So this is what they're pumping as a low calorie beer, but local. And if you have been our faithful fan and caught all our other Colorado Natives, we've done the amber. What was the other? We did another one. Crikey, I can't remember, but look at the amber and you'll get the full history of Colorado Native, which really isn't much, but anyway. So I was curious. Okay,
Hellas.
Colorado.
Hellas. Sorry.
Tell us.
Hellas. We did a Hellas.
Yes,
Colorado.
That's right.
Yes.
The Hellas. I thought you should tell us. Well, I'm about to tell you, Ben.
Yeah, tell us.
Stop interrupting. So I was curious. I was like, oh, okay. So if this is their low calorie and carb beer, what about the other Coors products? So I went looking. So this is, but we have to remember this is a craft beer. So it's their low calorie craft beer. I said 112 calories, 7.6 grams of carbs. So Coors Banquet, where it all started, the Banquet beer is 150 calories and 11 grams of carbs. And then the Coors Light is 102 calories 5 grams of carbs. So the Coors Light is actually much lighter than local.
Wow.
So the craft low cal is just that. I mean, it's a craft low calorie. It's
But
not a
technically,
mainstream or a macro.
it's a craft. It's got flavor, but it's actually lower calories, lower carbs than their, I guess, flagship of the Coors Banquet.
Interesting. Definitely, there's nothing about this can other than the word local that says local. So, from a marketing standpoint, I guess you got to give them a little bit of kudos on that, like you said.
Yeah,
And it plays into their whole shtick. They're like, we only use ingredients from Colorado, and we only distribute into Colorado.
Yeah.
Hey, we're local.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that they use local ingredients and they put on the can. I don't know if we've shown that, but the scale in this case of Christmas and Colorado-ness. So that's pretty cool. I think they've done that with every can that they have.
Yeah, we talked about that last time because I remember mentioning I didn't know, Colorado-ness is all the way to one side, so I would assume this is the high side, but you don't know. I mean, they don't have
You said
marker on that.
crispness. I thought you said Christmas.
Sorry,
I was like,
Colorado.
where's this guy getting Christmas from this can?
Crisp.
Yeah.
Crisp.
Yeah. That's like,
Christmas.
Sorry, crisp.
Yeah. You were thinking, hey, I got to redecorate the attic, right?
I'm looking forward to that.
Get to cracking, buddy.
Swag. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are high on the Coloradness scale.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Or they could be extremely low, but I think that's probably not the case. All right. Well, is that that's the breadth of knowledge we have about the local or locale? Yeah.
I'm spent, really.
All right. I'll jump in and go first. So as we've talked about previously, on a trip to Colorado, I picked up a fair amount of beer. This was in a multi-pack that we got because we'd had the amber the year previous, and I thought, you know what, let's get some more Colorado Native and just kind of, run the gambit of what the offering is there. So this came in a multi-pack. We got the Hellas, we got this, and we've got one other that's going to be coming up before too
long. Mountain Lager.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jay. So we'll be reviewing that before too long, but yeah, I'm glad that I know that this is a low-cal beer now. If I put it in that vein for a low-cal beer, it's not terrible, but if I simply think about it as a craft beer, yeah, it's not so good. I mean, I would take the calories of a banquet over this, any day and twice on Sunday. It's for me, it's very flavorless. I think it falls on a flavor spectrum. Andy, you kind of talked about the Coors Light and the Banquet. For me, I think it falls kind of in between that on a flavor scale. So yeah, hey, maybe if it's right in the middle, but it's not one that, again, if I go into the thought process, it's not one that I necessarily have to have again. Check it off the box, like I've said before, and it's okay. 4. Maybe, I think it's
wow.
Really?
It's a low-cal beer. I mean, low-cal and craft don't really go together. I don't feel like they've really.
Why can't it?
Yeah,
what about your
brands?
What about your Guinness? What about your Guinness?
What's the calories on that? What's the calories on a Guinness? I don't know. I mean, you're mentioning it, so I'm asking.
But it's a low alcohol content beer.
But it's not the alcohol content. The alcohol content I don't care about. It's the flavor and the fact that this is.
I am going to look this up in real time.
Do it.
So we said calories. Yeah. How many calories in a Guinness?
Sure.
Right.
But it's the fact that you're stating that this is a low-cal beer or a local.
I'm betting
beer.
it's between 300 and 500 calories.
There's no flavor in this beer. I mean, it's as Jay said before we even got, kind of on air or maybe even on air, it's like drinking water, and that fits.
Okay. 125 calories in a Guinness.
Versus how
that's
many in this
actually
one? 112.
112. And in a Coors Banquet, 150. So do you
I can tell you
to
that the
change your
flavor
answer?
in a Guinness is
Yeah.
so much more than what is in this. So, yeah, if you're watching this review and you're thinking, hey, should I have a Guinness or should I have a local Colorado native? There's no comparison. I mean, at all. In my mind, go have that Guinness. Go have that full flavor.
so. All right,
4
so
for me.
you rated a 4.
4. I'm
My
gonna
my
shut up.
thing with this is, all right, so it's Colorado native. Everything they do is supposed to be local. Highlight some of the local stuff. I mean, bring in
Or
wildflower
is it?
honey, other
I
things
like
that
the
give you
locale
some
stuff.
flavor. Yeah, I mean, even if it's
Snow,
locale,
that's low calories.
Yeah.
factor some things in there. If you're going to say we bring in all Colorado native ingredients, do something to make it flavorful. To me, I get lost in the shuffle. This to me would be a filler beer. It's not something I'm going to sit here and drink day in, day out. And my filler beers, we've talked about this with the macros and some of those. Uh, there have been some that have been surprising, and I've switched my filler beers based on that. Um, but I'm not going to pay for a craft beer to be my filler beer when I can get a filler beer. I mean, I found a nice deal for one the other day, a 15 pack for $9. Why would I ever switch from 50 to 75 cents a beer to something that's only native in Colorado that I can get? It doesn't make sense. It's not something uh, I'm going to drink, and it's every day. It's watered down, flavorless. I struggle with it. I got to give it a 5.5, and that's low for me.
Yeah, J scale starts at about 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm one of those. I'm going to typically give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't, if something's bad, if it's undrinkable, then I'm probably going down maybe a 3 or a 4. But
See, if it's undrinkable for me, it's a 1, or 2.
me, this is
Okay.
this is what falls into the line with the macros, and it's made by AC
Yeah.
Golden Coors. I like Coors. Don't get me wrong. If they had this in 15, 24 packs for filler beer, I might buy it, depending on the price point.
Sure.
But outside of that, it's bland, lost in the shuffle. I'm not trying to be harsh.
Andy, what do you think, sir?
I find this a micro step above macro flavored beer. And Jay made an excellent point that I did not consider. If it's so close to taste of macro, why am I going to pay craft prices for this? Now, this standing alone on itself, somebody gave it to me. Somebody's like, it's free. Do you want this local versus this Coors Light? Well, this has got a lot more flavor than a Coors Light. I will definitely give it that. But you put it toe to toe with a Coors Banquet, I'm going to have a hard time taking the local over the Banquet. It's not good. I would drink it. I mean, it's easy to drink. It's very light. But yeah, y'all brought up some points that didn't consider. So I'm not a big low-cal guy on my beers. So I think you pay good prices. I budget wisely, but I pay out for good alcohol and good toilet paper. And so I'm going to, if I'm going to pay craft prices, I'm not going to buy local. And Jay, before you even said it, I was in that range, 5.5.
I would say there's two things you can never have too much of, and that's beer and toilet paper. Right.
And cheese. Cheese is a third,
I could throw that in there. Yeah.
beer, toilet paper, cheese.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, all that being said, I mean, for the calories, I mean, for the three of us at least, for the calories, and where does this stand against a Mick Ultra? I don't even know what a Mick Ultra has, but I see a lot of people drinking those.
Ultra's down in the 90s, so it's only
I-
about 10 calories less. It's or 20, maybe 20 max. That's what gets lost in the shuffle to me. So Andy's saying Guinness is 125. Well, you got your Mick Ultra. Their big advertisement is they're less than 100 calories. The same with Miller Lite.
95.
They've advertised that.
Jeez.
So you're talking a matter of 30 calories per beer. It's not a tremendous amount. The big thing
Ultra.
is the quantity that you drink.
Yeah.
I mean, if you sit there and you have 4 Guinness, you're up to 500 calories. If you have 4 Mick Ultras, you're at 400 calories. So there's a 100 calories difference.
Well, Michelob
Honestly,
Ultra
if you
is
get
2.6
if anybody
carbs.
gets, that's the big thing. It's the carbs.
That is a huge difference. Now, because the Coors Light is 5 carbs or 5 grams of carbs. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
So
even know
it's
what Guinness
essentially half.
is.
It didn't say the Guinness, how many carbs in Guinness?
Yeah, I think that's where you get bit is in the carbs.
I got to think that if you're out there watching a craft beer show,
You ain't worried about that.
carbs and calories are probably something that you go to your beer for to some degree, and you may not, like Jay said, even be worried about it. Those
ranges
those that drink
anywhere from 9 to 10 grams of carbs. But
those that drink
less than a Coors Banquet.
But those that drink craft beer are probably not overly concerned with that on a day-to-day basis. Maybe you're the type that drinks Mick Ultra all week, so you can, carb it up and calorie it up with craft beer on the weekend. I don't know. But I think that this one, like Jay said, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle of what the offerings out there are. I don't know that I would, necessarily reach for this over a Mick Ultra or a Coors Light. For me personally, you guys have given your numbers, and maybe you would. I mean, I might, but it's they're kind of right there hand in hand for me. That is going to give us a 5 for the Colorado Native local or locale beer here out of AC Golden, Colorado. One that we have had fun discussing, about, hey, where does the line between craft beer and locale really, where does that fit? And maybe it doesn't. Maybe, but hey, if you've had it, let us know what you think about it. You can only get it in Colorado, so chances are, fan, you haven't had it. But with that, definitely, fan, if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, which I'm sure you have, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Check us out on all the social medias down in the description below. And you definitely should come say hey in Discord. We'd love to see you on the Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. Jay is indicating that we have merch for sale. We don't really make any money off the merch, but it's just really if you want to have some Hopped Up Beer Review stuff. It's kind of cool that anybody would be interested in that. And that's fun for us to kind of throw out there. With that, I think it's a drinkable beer. We probably all just have just a little bit left, but it's kind of one and done for me anyway. For Jay, Andy in the attic, I'm Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.